Hi everyone, and welcome to your 30-minute full body Pilates session today with me, Yasmine and I'm. Now, if you've been to my classes before, you know that I offer modifications for most of the exercises, so please do take on those modifications if you have any particular niggles you're working with, any particular injuries as well. All right, so let's get started. We're starting lying down on our back today, so let's bring our feet hip width apart, keeping our spine nice and tall, relaxing the shoulders down, so if you need to take a couple of shoulder rolls to just loosen up those shoulders, and then bringing your arms out in front, palms facing down. Take a nice long inhale through your nose, and then as you exhale, tuck from the tailbone as you slowly peel down from your lower back to your mid, to your upper, releasing your head to the ground and releasing your arms down by your sides. Now let's just check in our lying down posture here. So bringing those feet in slightly, making sure they're hip width apart, and also making sure that you can reach down towards your heels, tickling your heels there with your fingertips. Now making sure that the pelvis lying heavy on the mat here, okay? So you're lengthening your tailbone down towards your heels. So you're already in a relatively neutral position of your spine where you have a gentle curve in your lower back. If you're not sure, just gently bring your hand underneath your lower back, press your back into your hand, and then release the hand there. Let's move to the rib cage. You want to make sure that those lower ribs in particular are not flaring, yeah? So you're not inadvertently hyperextending through your spine. So just make sure that you've got some kind of abdominal connection by just melting those lower ribs into the body here. And then moving into the shoulders and the collarbone here. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed into the mat and the collarbone's nice and open. And let's not forget your head. Your head should be in a nice neutral position. So the back of your skull should be lying on the mat here. So my gaze is looking directly up to the ceiling. If again you're maybe slightly strained in your neck here, just grab a folded small towel and you can place it underneath your head. Let's bring our left hand to our heart space and our right hand just to our lower rib cage here. Close your eyes for a moment. Let's focus on the breathing. Pilates breath is very, very important so that we can move and coordinate our movements with our breath today. Taking a nice long inhale through your nose, expanding through the rib cage, front, back, and sides. As you exhale, exhale through pursed lips, like you're blowing through a straw. Inhale, expand through the rib cage. Imagine you're inflating a big balloon. And then as you exhale, exhale through pursed lips. Imagine there's just like a big birthday cake in front of you and you're blowing off the candles of that birthday cake. So there should be some sense of resistance on that exhale. Let's just do a few of those, just again being in tune with the breath, slowing things down. So if you feel that top hand moving a little bit more than the bottom hand, then maybe just tune in with the breathing and slow things down a little bit more. We want to move more into that parasympathetic state of our nervous system. And particularly on your exhale, I want you to start to feel that compression in your abdomen. That's our internal corset starting to switch on, our transverse abdominals. And that wraps around your trunk like a corset muscle and tightens on every exhale. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, expand through the ribs. Exhale, pull that belly button into the lower spine. And then gently opening the eyes, arms down by your sides with your palms facing up. Let's take this into our first hip roll today. Taking an inhale, and as you exhale, tuck the tailbone and slowly peel that spine one vertebrae at a time up towards the ceiling. Now make sure you have a little feel for the glutes here. Are they switching on? Are you slightly tucking the tailbone under? So if you take a gaze down, your pubic bone is pointing up towards the ceiling here. Taking an inhale, and as you exhale, peel down through your upper, your mid, and your lower back in that order, lengthening the tailbone down towards the heels. Inhale, and then exhale, peel up. Press through those heels, send the knees forward. Make sure those inner thighs are drawing in towards one another. So the legs feel strong here. Inhale and then exhale, peel down. So you're peeling up and down like a wave. And when you come up to that bridge position, your body is resembling a ski slope. Taking an inhale and then exhale, roll down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, exhale, peeling up. And you're going to stay up here this time. Squeeze the glutes. Taking an inhale as you raise those arms overhead. Exhale down by your sides. Inhale, reach them overhead. Exhale down by your sides. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale down by your sides. Press your arms into the mat. And as you exhale, raise your right leg to tabletop. Inhale, lower. Exhale, left leg. Inhale, lower. One more time on each side. Right leg. Keep that pelvis nice and square. Squeeze up on your last inhale here. And then exhale like you're crushing a grape underneath each of your vertebrae as you roll down here. Fantastic. Keeping that neutral spine, so again, just find that neutral position with that slight pocket of air. We're coming straight into our ab prep here. So inhale as you slightly tuck your chin towards the chest, like you're lengthening the back of your neck, and exhale, flex up using your abdominals here. So I'm reaching my arms long, I'm looking in between my knees. Inhale here, and then exhale. Slowly release down. We do that again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And then exhale. Inhale, tuck. Exhale, slide the ribs down towards your hips. Make sure there's no doming going on in your abdominals. Inhale. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, hold it here. Taking an inhale. And exhale, give me 10 pulses. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. And then exhale, release down. Just give those knees a little quick hug in towards the chest here. Now we're going to come straight into hundreds now. So you have lots of choices here. You can stay in that neutral position with the feet down. If you would like to make it a little bit more challenging, you can tuck the tailbone under, come into imprint, and bring your legs up to tabletop and squeeze the legs together. Ultimately, you are going to be in this flexed up position. When we do our hundreds, we're pulsing the arms on the inhale for 5 and an exhale for 5. So, when you're ready, come into your position, take an inhale, and then exhale, flex your spine off the mat, and let's go. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And all the time you're keeping those arms strong, and you're keeping them reaching down towards your toes. 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, halfway, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale, exhale, almost there, inhale, exhale, last one, inhale, and exhale, and reach nice and long, and then release down to the mat. Very well done. Hug the knees into the chest, and start to rock up and down through your spine, ready for your rolling like a ball. Now remember, you can also add a little challenge to rolling like a ball if you're quite well rehearsed in it. You can bring your hands to your ankles, inner thighs are connected of course. You can bring your hands underneath your knees. Slightly harder is to reduce the support by placing your hands on your forehead. So, find your position. Round your spine into that capital C shape, elbows wide, look at your knees, inhale, and then exhale as you roll up. Inhale, and then exhale. So that balance point, when you come to roll up, is your core working. Inhale, exhale, good, you've got 2 more. Last one. Hold here. If you can, release your arms. If you can, bring your legs to tabletop. Really think about squeezing the knees in towards the chest. If you want to, you could extend the legs for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, 1. Cross the legs and then round over your thighs here. Breathe. Taking a deep inhale to the back of the ribs. Exhale as you slowly roll up. We're going to come down onto our front now. Coming into Swan Dive, which is a slightly more deeper, it's a slightly deeper extension. Your legs are wider than hip width, so I usually go with mat width apart. Toes are turned out, and your hands are probably the width of the mat here. Really important, 2 points. Squeeze the glutes and push your pubic bone down into the mat. Taking an inhale. As you exhale, like you're rolling a marble away with your nose, as you extend the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Now, if you feel any pinching in your lower back, really important to bend the elbows to where you need to. Not everyone can necessarily straighten their arms fully. It really depends on how this feels in your lower back. Think about looking about halfway up the wall in front of you. Inhale, and then exhale, release down gently. Inhale, exhale, roll that marble away. Think of extension, not a back bend. Squeeze those glutes strong. Inhale, exhale, release back down. You've got 2 more. Inhale, exhale, press into those hands. Inhale, and then exhale, release. One more time. You're going to stay up here. Taking an inhale as you bend the elbows, exhale. So it's almost like a Swan Dive push-up here. Inhale, and then exhale. Inhale, and then exhale. 3 more. Last 2. Last 1. Inhale here. And then exhale, release. Press your hands into the mat. Push yourself up into your shell stretch. Round the spine. Arms can be out in front or they can be down by your sides. Inhale to the back, front and sides of the ribs. And then exhale, rolling yourself up. Roll the shoulders back and down. Fantastic work. Coming onto all fours here. From here, we'll just come into a few sort of primers for the core, spreading those fingers nice and wide. The shoulders are over the wrists, and the hips are over the knees. You're still in a neutral position with your spine. The crown of the head is reaching forward, and your sitting bones are reaching back behind you. As you inhale, you're going to tuck the toes under to prepare. Exhale, you're going to hover those knees about 1 inch off the ground. Hold on the inhale, and then exhale, release. We'll do that again. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, hold. And then exhale, release. 3 more times. Inhale. And then exhale. Inhale. And then exhale. Last 2. Inhale. Exhale. Everything with control. It is a small hover off the ground. Last 1. Inhale, and then exhale, release there. Just sit back on the heels, shake off those wrists for a moment. And then we're coming back into that similar exercise, but with an added twist. So for this, I bring the legs together. So imagine you're squeezing maybe particularly a block or something in between your thighs. Tucking those toes under. As you exhale, hover. Take an inhale, pause. Exhale, hover the knees to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, hover the knees to the right. Inhale. So you're just switching from side to side, but with control. Now it's your obliques working to stabilize the position. You've got another 4, another 3. Last 2. Last 1, back to center, and release it there. Just to give those wrists a little bit of love, let's turn the fingers in towards your body. You have 2 options here. You can rock steadily forwards and backwards, Or if you want to go a little bit deeper, you can bring them closer to your knees and sit back towards your heels. If you're choosing this version, please don't rock, just hold the position and breathe for 5, for 4, 3, 2, and then 1, release there. From here, we're going to come into our spine twist. If you have a block, I would recommend sitting on a block or a cushion or a heavy book if you have it, just to sit comfortably. Of course, if you have a nice neutral spine in your sitting position, then that's absolutely fine. We're actually going to bring our legs extended with this spine twist, but if it's far more comfortable for you to sit cross-legged, then please do. The block just helps me tilt my pelvis slightly forward so I'm not putting any pressure into my lower back. I'm sitting directly on my sitting bones, so immediately I feel length through the crown of my head up towards the ceiling. The arms are going to be out to the side, but in my peripheral vision with my palms facing down. Make sure you don't have any tension in your shoulders creeping up throughout the exercise. Keep the shoulders relaxed away from the ears. As we take an inhale, exhale, 3 exhales over to our left, exhale 1, exhale 2, exhale 3, and then inhale center, exhale other side, 1, 2, 3. And important as you go through these rotations is the rotation is coming from your rib cage. I'm not using my arms to direct me into the rotation. They're not kind of flinging me into the rotation here. I'm very cautious that I'm working my oblique muscles. I'm trying to get that nice mobility through my thoracic spine, your mid-spine. And the arms are just there more so for balance, if anything else. Let's finish off one more on each side here, so you just balance it out. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, and then last one. 1, 2, 3, and then release there. Roll those shoulders out. Bring your feet a little bit wider, just to where it's comfortable, but if it's gripping in your hamstrings or your adductors, your inner thighs, then you can bend your knees here. Taking this into a couple of spine stretch forwards, so remember, we're not thinking about getting our chest to the ground, we are articulating forward through the spine. So as we inhale, lengthen, exhale, articulate like you're doing a roll down, rounding through the spine. This is probably as far as my hands can go. Inhale here, and then exhale as I slowly restack the vertebrae one by one as I roll back up to seated. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Coming forward, taking an inhale. And then exhale, slowly rolling up, rolling up, rolling up. All the way to the top. Brilliant work, guys. All right, let's take that block away. Let's come to the end of the mat with the feet just about hip width apart here. Coming into our half roll back to prepare us to come into our full roll up. So, knees are bent, arms out in front, palms facing down, shoulders relaxed. Initiate from the tuck of the tailbone as you exhale. C-curve the spine as you roll back. Inhale as you roll forward. Exhale. Inhale. So you'll find that, if you like, biting point where the core really has to engage to keep you in this position. But you're not rolling any further than you can control here. We want to get that lovely flexion in our spine here. So this is why Pilates is so good for the spine, because you're moving your spine through rotation, flexion, and extension throughout the different exercises. And back and forward. Last one here. And then forwards. Well done. Extend your legs now. Flex your feet as if you're pushing against the wall in front of you. Your inner thighs are connected. You're sitting nice and tall. Again, onto your sitting bones, arms out in front, taking an inhale. And as you exhale, tuck the tailbone, roll down slowly, lower back, mid back, upper back, arms extend overhead, rib cage in. That's a correction that often needs to be made as soon as you extend your arms overhead. Inhale, exhale, roll up, upper, mid, lower, round over, like a wave coming into shore. So you notice here that my rib cage, my belly is off my thighs. Inhale as you articulate up, and we start again. Exhale, roll down, lower, mid, upper, all the way down, ribs in. Inhale, exhale, articulating up. Press those feet away, round the spine. One more time here. Inhale, exhale, slowly, 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 rolling down all the way. Well done, everyone. Hug those knees in towards the chest and just rock from side to side, up and down. Maybe you want to draw a few circles here in one direction and in the other, whatever your back needs. We're going to come into our ab circuit now. So we're going to go from our single leg stretch into our obliques and then finishing off with our scissors. So as we extend the left leg, pointing the toes, I am an imprint here. I prefer to be an imprint, but if you can maintain neutral, go for it. My right knee is bent and I place my left hand on the inner right knee, right hand to the outer right ankle. I look just in between my legs. I have flexed my spine off the mat, so my core is engaged. Exhale, switch the legs. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Another 8, another 7, another 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2. We come into our obliques. If you need to take a rest, you take a rest. You rotate opposite rib cage to opposite thigh. Inhale, exhale, and again, and again. Make sure, again, your breathing complements the movement. Another 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Come back to center, quick break here, and then we extend the legs. Now, key thing with scissors is you're really focusing on stretching the extended leg closer to the mat, away from you. At the same time, a gentle pull of this other leg towards your chest. Off we go. Another 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and then hug the knees in. Well done, guys. Very good. Bit of core endurance required to do those few back to back. And then you're going to lie down onto your side. Doesn't matter which side, of course we will do both sides. And we're going to bring your arm long here. So your legs are just slightly in front of your torso, so I can see my feet. More importantly, are your legs the same length? So we want those hips stacked. When I stack those hips properly, there is a little gap here. That is what I want to ensure that my core remains engaged. And also just making sure both of your hip points are facing forwards. So if you're not sure, just roll your hips back. That feels a little bit awkward, like I'm about to collapse backwards. And then now everything is nicely stacked. Hand in front of you, inhale, point, lift, exhale, flex, lower. So this is our side lying series here. And what I'm thinking about is not how high my leg can go. I'm actually thinking about stretching the leg away from me. And as long as I'm keeping in this stacked position, as long as my knees and my toes are facing you guys, then I know I'm hitting my glute and also my outer thigh. You've got one more here. And then you're going to point your toes and bring the leg to hip height. Let's draw circles for 8, 7, about the size of a small dinner plate. We're not looking for big circles here. 2, reverse it for 8, 7, 6. How is the pelvis doing? Is it rocking and rolling? Or can we keep it nice and still? That's your core working. And then release there. Now from here, arm down by your side here. And as you exhale, lift both legs together. And then inhale, release. So this is all in your inner thighs here. It's also in your glutes. Your glutes need to be switched on too. If you feel confident to, you can extend the arm up to the ceiling and work on that real core control and pelvic stability. And then down. One more here. And then down. And then push yourself up onto that side. Very good. So, side bend. As you all know, for those of you that have been to my classes, one of my favorite exercises, and I'm going to demonstrate both modifications here. So my right foot is in front of my left, so if you are on your left hip like I am, my right foot slots in here. My left wrist is in line with my knee if I'm doing the modified. So I'll show the modified first onto your knee. Make sure you are strong through that shoulder. We don't need to collapse here because this is going to cause problems further down the line, okay, if we constantly collapse into our joints. Shoulders in particular are a very mobile joint in the body, so we need to counteract that with stability. Taking an inhale, as you exhale, coming up onto that knee, so I push the hips towards you guys, and then up towards the ceiling, and over like a rainbow, and then I inhale down. Just a quick change to show you the intermediate, where my wrist is in line with my hip. I take an inhale, thinking about pressing through the feet and strong legs. Exhale, fully extend the legs as you come over into your side bend. And then inhale down. So just keep going, guys, with those reps. You're going to complete 4 more for me. So whichever version you're doing, thinking about side flexion, lateral flexion. So less of a side plank position, more about getting that side bend. When you have done your last one, grabbing onto the shins and give me a quick counter bend to the other side. For 3, for 2, for 1, and then release. Brilliant. Let's come over to the other side here. So sliding the arm long. Check on your positioning. Are the legs slightly in forward of the torso? Can you see your toes? Are the legs the same length? Check on that little gap, hand in front, pelvis nicely stacked, inhale, exhale, lower. So when you properly prime the body in its correct setup position, there's no adjustments that need to be made. And when you know you're set up in the correct position, then the exercise will be working from the very first rep to the last. And it just ensures that all the muscles, the correct muscles, are engaging at the right time. Let's do 1 more of those. Inhale, and then exhale. Lifting, hip height, point the toes. Let's draw those circles for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, reverse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Exhale, lift, and then lower. So both legs together now. Thinking about reaching them away. Again, you have the option of extending the arm overhead, if you so wish. A little bit less stable on this side, so I'm going to keep my hand down. 1 more. And then lower. Fantastic. Bring yourself up. Now, whatever version you did of the side bend on the other side, I recommend doing the same on this side. So, whether your hand is in front or slightly further behind. Inhale. Exhale. Aim for 6 on this side if you can, or however many you did on the other side. Try and balance it out. And again, really think about squeezing the glutes, pushing the hips forward and up at the same time. So especially if you're doing the full version, you will know about how much stability you've got to keep in that shoulder. When you've done your last one here, slowly release down with control, hands on the shins, counter bend. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and release. Join me in a downward facing dog when you're ready. Tuck the toes under. Send those hips up and back. You can stay still here, or you can bend the knees if you prefer. And then slowly, slowly walk the hands in towards the feet. And then, keeping your feet hip-width apart, bring your left hand in between your feet, bend the left knee, and then reach that right arm up. Breathing in, breathing out, switch hands, so right hand down, bend the right knee, reach. Breathing in,
Breathing out, interlace the fingers behind the head here and make the head and the neck really heavy. So really floppy like a rag doll here, even shifting some of your weight into the ball of the feet. Taking an inhale, bend the knees. Exhale as you slowly articulate from the lower to the mid, to the upper back, all the way to the head, which is the last thing to come up. And then release there. From here, I want you to take an inhale as you open up. So really open up the chest here, expand through the rib cage. As you exhale, like you're rounding your spine into a cat stretch, round your spine, like you're hugging a big beach ball here. Inhale, and then exhale. One more time, inhale, and then exhale. And then release there. Bring yourself with your feet hip-width apart, just finishing off here. Breathing in as you reach up onto the tippy toes, and then exhale like you're articulating through the feet, softly down to the heels. So how controlled can you make it on the way up, and then on the way down? One more time here, take an inhale, reach and hold. So use your glutes to stabilize here. Might be a little bit wobbly, but embrace the wobbles. Keep your hips facing me, and as you exhale, rotate open to your left. Inhale back to center, exhale. So we're back to that mid-spine rotation. So every rotation here happens from the rib cage. Exhale. You've got one more on each side. Last time on the other side. Wonderful, guys. Inhale, and then softly, softly, softly release down to your heels. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. That was your 30 minutes Pilates class, and I hope to see you in class very soon. Thanks for joining.